All right. So, what is going on, guys? To the first video episode, if you're viewing this on YouTube or on Spotify video, of the Staincast, as well as the next episode of the MCU Staincast. I'm one of your co-hosts. I'm Stephen E.
What's going on, guys? DL, what's happening? And of course, as you can see, since we have the audio now, there's no more suspicion. We got a guest with us, and he's looking handsome. He's looking cute. Yeah, he's showing it off.
Show to how.
Of course, and this is, of course, the Staincast team. It's finally time we get him on a proper episode. We did have him as a trivia guest for the Avengers episode, as well as a little introduction when he was deemed the CMO. It's nice to actually have you on an episode fully with us here today.
Yeah, I've never been commentating on an episode before, so I'm excited.
If you guys please bear with us on this first one. We're still trying to figure out the software, still trying to figure out how everything's working. Hopefully this is sounding good and looking good to you guys as we want to continue doing videos like this in the future. But without further ado, let's get into the MCU Staincast, the start of the Christmas season, with the third time the MCU has delved into the Christmas subgenre with the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Yeah, sure. Let's tap in real quick. What are the other two? Was it fucking Iron Man 3?
And Hawkeye. And Mid-Eye.
Iron Man 3 was a Christmas themed movie?
Yep. It takes place around Christmas time.
Sure. I mean, Iron Man 3 is also forgettable. It's also forgettable. I mean, yeah, because there is a Christmas tree in the finale of it. Yeah, so sure, why not?
Yep.
I saw that movie so long ago, and I just remember I couldn't wait for it to be over.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. But I guess then we could just jump into, guys, did you say it was a special presentation? It was the second one that they've done?
Oh, yes. I did not mention that. Thank you for bringing that up. It is the second special presentation, which I do got to say I'm liking the format of. I think they should continue this. It works for what they're trying to do with their stories.
I mean, it's a good bridge, because I think I looked it up and they called it like a television movie or something like that. It kind of bridges between being, because a lot of these shows were meant to be movies, and you could tell by watching them. So when
Winter Soldier is the biggest example of that.
Yeah, so when you have these special presentations, it makes it more movie-esque, where you don't have 3 episodes of filler or whatever the hell happens with it. So it's nice. It's nice to have just it all happens at once. You don't have to wait weekly for an episode that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And we even mentioned this with the Halloween special, which is interesting that so far the 2 specials have been holiday themed. I mean, I think that's just because they were trying it with these, and now they see they work, and they're going to continue doing more of them. However, it's a lot easier to delve into and to rewatch. I mean, I've rewatched this now 4 times leading up to this to prepare to get final thoughts of this, and it's a good rewatch.
Yeah. I've watched it 3 times now. I wasn't even going to watch it the third, and I honestly kind of just wanted to because it's good. It's that they were trying to make that rewatchable Christmas special, and that's what they did. I think people are definitely going to come back and watch this every year, just like, any other Christmas classic.
Yeah. I mean, before we do get into all of that, as those are more some of our wrap-up thoughts that we'll cover towards the end, I guess we should just dive right in. There's no new content this week, right? Nothing of note. I mean, Metro Boomin's album, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it.
That shit tough.
So besides...
we say this every single time we do a fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movie, or in this case, the presentation. Seeing Vin Diesel as the number 2 in the top cast is so fucking weird, man.
I mean,
it's so weird. It's so easy to forget that he's in this shit. I mean, it's literally, he's Groot.
I don't know why they did that, why they had to bring in a top actor to do that when they probably have to pay him 14 times what they'd have to pay someone else. I to this day don't understand why they did that. I guess just for the name.
Because the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie, was a gamble. No one knew who the Guardians were, and then James Gunn made them the name that they are now. So I don't think that they were really planning on having to continue to pay Vin Diesel and Vin Diesel to continue to get as big as he did. Because he was cast in 2014. This was right around when, around when Fast 6 or 7 was releasing. I don't know. They all blend together at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But so, it was before he really started getting even bigger as he is now.
yeah. It was definitely like you said. They just made it so the cast wouldn't be the problem with it. I think it's like, all right, if this movie flops or whatever, it's not the
It's not
cast.
going to be acting.
Yeah, so we know that it's the story, or people are just straight up not interested in the Guardians, which obviously, in retrospect,
They are.
panned out very well. Exactly, they panned out very well for them.
Silly now. I mean, you guys know, I'm sure I'm on this episode because I love the Guardians. I think that is the best thing Marvel puts out. I really do. I think they never disappoint. I think even with this, I mean, it wasn't incredible. It was, what we wanted, just like a cute little Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it disappointed. I think James Gunn did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. Because I'd almost say it's the best thing that James Gunn puts out, honestly, because I think he's at the point in the directors he's in that group of directors for Marvel where he kind of just gets the free reins. So obviously they have their the things that need to happen and stuff, but you can tell he's got his paws all over this present.
Absolutely. I mean, I think after Guardians 1 and 2 were as great as they were, and then especially after Kevin Feige himself pretty much fought tooth and nail to get him back for Guardians 3, that they were going to give him the reign to finish this trilogy and his vision with everything they got. And I think I have a theory of why the holiday special was honestly even made, besides the fact of Disney, giving him a little something for firing him at first. But it deals with
that was ridiculous. Between 1 and 2, Guardians 1 and 2.
No, between 2 and 3. It was after 2.
Was it? Oh, yeah.
It was after 2. Yeah, they had to fight back to get him for 3. But I personally think that Mantis being Quill's sister, which is a big part of this special, which was deleted from Guardians 2, is going to be a big part of Guardians 3, which I think is why they needed this to pretty much bridge that gap.
Oh, so that was originally going to be in the second movie. I did not know that.
Yeah, there was a deleted scene that they then included in the Marvel Legends episodes, like the 7-minute shorts that recap what each character before the movie comes out. They did one for Mantis, and they included the scene that they deleted from Guardians 2, but then people complained that it was a spoiler for the holiday special, so then they removed it from Disney+, and then in the holiday special, they just flat out said it in the first 5 minutes, so I don't really know why people were bitching about it.
But it doesn't seem like something that monumental to me. It doesn't seem like something needs to be removed from Disney Plus and all these shenanigans going on for
just
something
because...
I mean, obviously now hearing it makes more sense, and it's like, oh yeah, of course she's his brother. I mean, he's his sister or whatever. But it's something that I never really asked myself because I mean, it doesn't really affect anything.
It does. I mean, like I said, it might be something to deal with Guardians 3. Because that's
it was
really
always there. We always knew it. It made sense. But
yeah,
I don't know. But I just
never explicitly said it.
Because again, it didn't matter. I don't think it changes anything.
Still doesn't.
I mean, I guess then we could just get right into the favorite and least favorite characters.
Joe, you can go first since you're the guest of honor this evening.
I mean, my typical favorite would obviously be Star-Lord, but he wasn't in that enough to give him that title. I think Mantis was weirdly the one who drove the story along the most. I think she was
absolutely.
Drax was there more for comic relief. She was kind of the one driving the whole episode.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I think that Mantis is my favorite character in this. I mean, I know we were talking about this in a previous episode of Staincast when the news came out that Mantis and Nebula were going to have more of a role in Guardians 3. And me and Dio were both saying how we don't really want to see more of Mantis. But after seeing the holiday special, I actually now do want to see more of Mantis. Being able, we see her combat abilities. We see whatever that horrifying thing of her jumping through Kevin Bacon's fucking house. That shit was nasty looking.
I like Mantis.
And then just the story behind her in general. I think she was funny in this.
All right. So my least favorite, and maybe there's a reason. I have no idea why this character was introduced. What the fuck was with the talking dog? I don't understand. Yeah,
Cosmo's going to be a big character in Guardians 3.
Okay, so they were just introducing him then.
Her, yes.
Her, my bad. Okay, yeah. All right, I was curious.
She came from the collector's collection.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense then.
Yeah, I guess they're going to... I mean, she's probably one of the only fucking characters that are about to survive, so this about to be just the Cosmo show.
She will be the Guardians afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. I think
Chris Pratt will stay. I don't foresee him dying.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens. I mean, it's after this show, like, it really, I mean, after this presentation, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, what I like most and what I dislike the most about it is honestly just, like, the fact it doesn't mean anything. Like, that's not a problem for me. It's just more of, like, a bigger Marvel problem than the actual Guardians. Because I think the Guardians are great, and I love all the stuff they're in because James Gunn does a fabulous fucking job making characters, and he makes them so realistic and lifelike compared to the soulless projects we've been getting this year. So that's always a big relief, but I just want at some point a project to be related to each other. That's all I want. That's all I want for Christmas.
I mean, for this project in
That's all I
particular, it was already known that this.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at this project. I'm just mad that we're yet again getting another project that's not important.
I think this was kind of the exception, though. I think a Christmas special is always supposed to kind of be a standalone type thing. This is something people are going to watch every year. It doesn't really have to fit too much into the story of the MCU. I think it makes a lot more sense that it doesn't, actually.
I can agree.
Okay.
But DL, you do need your favorite and least favorite characters.
So let me pull up my notes. I didn't have my notes on me. All right. So my favorite might be Kevin Bacon. Because I don't know why the fuck Kevin Bacon's in this movie.
It is ridiculous that he's in it.
It was funny.
I like him so much because he's playing himself. I think like there's in a lot of these movies and shows, it's hard to like forget that these people are actual real people. It's easy to forget. I mean, so when you have Kevin Bacon literally just posted up playing himself, it's amusing because I mean, I don't know, it's fucking Kevin Bacon, and I enjoy some of his work, and he was probably one of the funniest parts of it for me. Least favorite, it's probably gonna be a two-way tie between the guy with the guitar because he was fucking hideous, and man, I wouldn't even say Mantis or Drax. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of them personally. I know you were saying that. We talked about it previously how we weren't really excited for them to take like a main role character, and I still stick by that. I don't think. I wouldn't want to see this longer than 40 minutes. Like the story that was told, they were fine. I didn't have any like immediate problems with them. I wasn't like ripping my eyes out watching them be lead characters. But if it was any longer than 40 minutes, I could definitely see myself being like, all right, enough of this tomfoolery.
Fair. I think it also is just going to matter based on whatever the tone that Guardians 3 takes, which based on the trailers that we've seen, it's definitely going to be a darker one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I really couldn't give like a least favorite character just because it's a Christmas
there
special.
really isn't one.
They weren't out to really like I don't even know how to say it. They weren't out to make this like I mean there was no villain in the show obviously, so like there really was no like association to that villain. There was no changes in the character. Like it wasn't a story, even though it was. I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain.
There wasn't much happening, and that was the point. It was supposed to be like a cute little feel-good type story. It's supposed to be most Christmas specials. Like most Christmas specials, it's not really supposed to drive the overall plot along. Much wasn't happening, and I think that was kind of the point. And the first time I watched it, I felt like there was something a little lacking, but then the second time I watched it, it was like, okay, I get this now. Like, this is what they wanted to do, and he did it perfectly.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah,
I agree.
I can't really say anything else besides that.
Yeah.
I guess, do we want to do favorite costume? I mean, there really weren't any.
Yeah, there really wasn't anything crazy going on.
It's just an in-term between whatever they're doing in Love and Thunder and Guardians 3. Like, there's not much I can really say on their costumes, but they're there.
Besides, the only thing I can speak on is Drax wearing a shirt is weird. It's not bad. It's not good. Yeah,
he's wearing a shirt in the whole thing, and it looks like he will continue to wear it in Guardians 3. And I know that it's just so they don't have to do all of that makeup on Batista, because he doesn't fucking want to do it anymore, understandably so. But it is very weird seeing Drax in a shirt, especially when in the last movie they made so many jokes about him having sensitive nipples and not wanting to wear shirts.
Yeah, they off that, though.
I think they're trying to just make him more and more human-like. I think that's the objective. Like, each episode he's getting becoming less and less of a warrior and just becoming more, I don't know, family-friendly. Is that the term to use?
Dave Bautista's just mailing this shit in. He's done with all that.
Yeah,
he's got one foot out the door.
He's dying. Like, if any Guardian is dying in 3 besides Rocket, it's going to be Drax.
Mm-hmm.
Dave is very much done with this story.
I mean, to his fairness, they've done nothing with him, so I'm not completely opposed to him being killed off either. Because
he's comic relief, 100%, and I think I think he's good comic relief. I like Drax a lot. I like him in the Guardians, but that's what he is. He doesn't really do much else.
Yeah. The biggest problem with comic relief characters in Marvel now is that they don't matter because every character is comic relief. Not this specifically, not this show specifically, because James Gunn knows his archetypes and he knows what he wants to do with his characters.
But more specifically in something like Love and Thunder.
Whereas, there's no point for comic relief characters anymore because they all are. Like, every single character is cracking fucking jokes. But, yeah, the tone of this for a Christmas story, it definitely had, like, not a completely lighthearted tone the entire movie, which I think was definitely was intriguing to me.
Yeah. But I guess we can get to make or break moments, which I definitely have more make than break. I don't know if I really have any breaks in general. But first make moment I'm going to say is Drax and Mantis in that bar, and then them outside. Most specifically, Drax outside is us after a night at James Joyce.
That's true.
Mantis taking the shot is some people taking... You know, the part where she takes the shot...
Oh, and she's breathing fire out of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Yeah, and of course they had to pull up into a freaking... They pulled up... It was a gay bar, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think
100%.
Yeah.
I think
I thought so. It's just funny.
Yeah, I like
it. It was definitely funny. I think that it's one of the most funniest things for me is that Drax is like leaning up against the pole in one shot. They cut to the woman and then they cut back and then Drax is just on the floor. It's like that is a very perfect representation of what happens when you drink that much.
Yes. That is you waiting for an Uber in the street after drinking at 4 a.m.
Just dying.
Yeah, that hits too close to home.
Yeah, a little bit. Another funny scene that yeah, I have to go right ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say I can go. I would say the two Christmas songs they put in this were fantastic. I added them to my playlist. I think it's really cool that the MCU now has like Christmas songs out there. You know, I think it's cool. A group I wasn't familiar with before, but you know, two pretty catchy songs.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to a soundtrack, like even with Peacemaker, with James Gunn's some of his projects, he always knows how to inject like modern music and older music and kind of combine them together to make it's just like really timeless songs. Like even I was hating on the guitar guy because he was hideous, but it was still a great performance, and it's still very nice. It's still cool, like seeing them like kind of play it out in front of you or however you want to do it for a Christmas story, anyways.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say, Hag, before I jump in?
Me?
Not a Hag.
Oh.
Hag's dead.
Let's get back to it. Sorry about the technical difficulties. My Wi-Fi is fucking garbage.
It's alright.
You're in HD right now, Hag.
Yeah, you're in fucking 4. You're in
high definition.
Yeah, you're in 21 fucking 60p right now. You're in 4K.
Jesus.
All right. So jokes aside, jumping into some of my favorite moments of the movie, or some of my least favorite. Oh shit! I don't have my notes in front of me. Oh, that's embarrassing. What was I gonna say? Give me a second. Oh yeah. So I liked seeing Mantis and Drax on Earth by themselves was funny, just because obviously they've only ever been. I don't think have they ever been to Earth
for the Endgame battle, and that's about it.
Yeah, but like that, we never really saw too much of them, so you really don't even get too much character like change from that. But whatever. So it was funny seeing them on Earth, just interacting with people, just going to bar hopping or whatever was going on there. But I mean, another one thing I liked was what was it? Oh, Drax violating that police car. That was funny.
Oh yeah, or Drax beating up the GoBot.
Yeah, that was yeah, but it was pop so many freaking pop culture references in this. Like it was all different universes. It wasn't just Disney properties. It was literally just everything.
I appreciated that that Mantis was also disgusted with Captain Marvel. And if you look at her face when she's posing with Captain Marvel, she's not happy.
I didn't even notice that. That's so funny.
Yeah, I didn't notice
what
that
was
either.
The thing that you said it was a GoBot that Drax was beating up?
Mm-hmm.
You know me, I'm not the most Marvel knowledgeable guy. Why did people know what a GoBot was, but didn't know who Drax and Mantis were?
A GoBot is not Marvel. That's just some other random thing that James Gunn wanted to shove in here, kind of like how he does the Batman reference.
That makes sense then. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I mean, they probably still should have known who they were. Maybe they thought they were just cosplaying or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, that's what most.
What I did. Yeah. So what I didn't like was the VFX looked like shit. Mantis didn't look good. Her face was caked up. It looked super fuzzy. Drax was, I mean, he's all practical, so that's fine. Them jumping, I think, was the most.
That was weirdly weird looking. I agree with that. It was
like
uncomfortable.
How do I say it? Yeah, it's kind of like in a single picture. What's wrong with Marvel right now? How something like that didn't need to be done. No, it didn't add to the scene. It didn't do anything for the scene, and they still included it anyways. Like, I don't know why we need to use CGI for that. Why we can't just use wire work? Why we're even doing shit like that to begin with when it did nothing for the scene? Like, they could have just been in a foot race with him instead of jumping on a trampoline or whatever they were doing.
It looks very awkward.
Yeah, but that was like my only breaks with the movie. Like, I'm not trying to violate it too bad for a Christmas movie. Like, it knows what it is. I just wasn't sure why they would include something like that when they really didn't need to.
True.
Like, them jumping over that fence. Like, if I was Kevin Bacon, I'd be fucking running for my life if I saw someone jumping like that. Yeah. To get these things away from me.
I guess then we could just move on to favorite quotes. There's not much else from there.
Okay. I mean, a classic would be when Drax or Mantis Brother says, "Get 2 shots." No, the guy who went up to Drax, one of the guys at the bar.
Oh, 2 shots of tequila?
Yeah, 2 shots of tequila, please. Like, every single time I see that, it makes me shiver a little bit. Gives me some PTSD.
Or fucking. There were a couple of good ones. Oh, Drax, how am I supposed to know the rules if no one tells me beforehand?
Oh, yeah, when she does no killing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a quote prepared, but I mean, Drax getting hit on at the bar was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He should have taken the free shots.
He definitely did.
He should have tried to get as many free drinks as he could have that night. No, I know, but he should have tried to get as many free drinks as he could have.
I get what you're saying, Joe.
Spoken like a true hoe. Another one I liked is I forgot who said it. I think it was just an extra. He was like, "I got a picture with the God of War" when they're talking about Drax. That was funny. Another thing, it wasn't really a quote. I guess it was a quote technically. I was surprised that Kevin Feige said Nazi. Not Kevin Feige. Kevin Bacon. He said Nazi at one point when he's like in his character. When he's when she's like,
when he was pretending to be the World War II.
I was very surprised by that. Like, I thought everything that had to do with that name has been like scrubbed from modern entertainment, but it was more weird. Where like it wasn't good or bad or anything noteworthy. I just thought it was interesting when I heard it. I was like,
obviously he's just playing a character, but that's kind of a word that like the word itself is pretty pulled from any media nowadays.
Yeah,
but that was just some aside.
There's not really many other quotes. I think that the everything else I'm thinking of are just like funny moments that happen, like funny interactions, like between Mantis and the shop owner, or just stuff like that. It's more interactions than quotes themselves.
Oh yeah, them making fun of the actors, I think, was a little played out. It was too much.
They didn't need to. Like,
they were sucking it. Sucking it.
Yeah, they didn't need to go through all that with Drax and Mantis like pretending to throw up and all that other shit. Like that was a little unnecessary.
It was just too long. It wasn't that funny to begin with, and they stretched it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as soon as they said it the first time, like if there was a quick little like he's an actor, ew, and that was it. Okay, whatever. It's a little like, oh, haha, funny because they're all actors and they're in a TV show, huh? Like that's fine. Mm-hmm. But then when they kept freaking dragging it through the mud, like milking it,
and then Nebula brings it up at the end.
So over exaggerated. I think they didn't want to break the fourth wall at all, and that's why they did it very over-exaggerated. So the joke definitely still got through without having to even slightly break the fourth wall. I think that was the idea.
I believe that.
Maybe. I don't have any other quotes. I don't know unless you guys do.
Nah, I'm all tapped out.
All right, then I got 2.
So I guess then we could just go.
I got 2.
Tap in.
First. How the fuck, out of everywhere on Earth, did they know to pull up to fucking Hollywood to find Kevin Bacon? They don't know where Earth is. They didn't even know where Kevin Bacon lives. And they just pull up to fucking Hollywood. Deal's doing coke over there.
The only thing I can think is maybe Peter has told them about Hollywood before because he does reference all that kind of stuff.
Maybe.
I still don't know how they found it. Maybe they just know all the famous people live there.
I could see that. And then my other moment is I don't give a fuck how many good satellites you got pointed outside of nowhere. There ain't no fucking way in hell you're getting fucking cell reception.
Mm-hmm.
They also tossed in some random freaking 300 million light years. Let's see how far that is. Because I don't think that's that far. Okay, that's still a big number.
That's still a big number. What you looking at, DL? How's the number looking?
I'm trying to find something that's easy to explain.
It's space.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it in layman's terms. Hold on. Whatever. That's not important. I just think it's because as someone who likes geology as much as I do, and astronomy and that kind of stuff. Not astrology, astronomy. I always say it wrong, and I always feel like an idiot when I say astronomy. For someone who likes,
you're not a big astrology guy. What's your sign?
I'm not answering
No.
that. All right. For someone who likes astronomy,
how about that one?
Yeah, exactly. For someone who likes astronomy, it's always funny when they throw in just some random sci-fi number in it, like in Star Wars when they use parsecs as they use it as a speed instead of a distance and that kind of stuff. But whatever. I looked it up and I couldn't find any layman's term for you guys, so whatever. If I find anything, I'll say something. But
I have a moment.
Do it. Right. What is it?
With me, but Kevin Bacon jumping off it looks like a story and a half when he's jumping off when they're chasing him. And the bush kind of breaks his fall, but I still think it's not okay that he didn't even have a scratch on him. He definitely would have at least sprained his ankle or something. He literally lands and just keeps running like nothing happened.
Nah, bro, he's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, exactly. He saved the whole town by dancing. Yeah.
That's every Marvel movie ever, though.
I agree. Mm-hmm. No, but I agree with you, though. It's just part of the formula.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of whatever we're gonna get.
Mm-hmm. But that's all I got for It's like my it was literally just yours, Hag, on how in the freaking the infant, literally just anywhere they could have won on Earth, literally anywhere they could have went to the water.
The one place that he actually will be.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess then we can scroll down. We'll skip goofs because there's not. I mean, it's a Marvel movie. They're pretty much. I really shouldn't say this because of the mistakes that we've seen in other projects, but there's really nothing for goofs that I can read in the 45-minute holiday special, even when I'm looking on IMDb right now.
I mean, that's definitely the advantage of, like I said earlier in the episode, where when you have just one single episode compared to 6, it's a lot more quality control because you're doing 45 minutes compared to 6 45-minute episodes.
Yeah,
so it's a lot easier to keep it airtight.
Yay. But then I guess, DL, you know what time it is? Just give me 1 second because I need to grab my phone. But give me.
You telling me to hold on? I can't do that. New sound effect, by the way.
Is there?
Thirsty moment in the movie. It's weird seeing myself leaned in. Normally I'm just leaned in and I don't see myself doing it. So it looks kind of weird. But I'm leaned in. Thirsty moment. I could be more natural if I did this. If I grabbed the mic. Thirsty moment of the movie. I don't got one.
Yeah, I was like, what is it?
Neither do I.
I hyped it up so much.
Yeah, I hyped it up so much. I was just excited to do it on cam. That was it. It was the showmanship of it, not the actual presentation.
But there wasn't one.
I don't even know. I don't know who I'd give it to. Like, everyone was properly clothed. There was no gratuitous angles or shots or situations even. So I'm at a loss for words, unfortunately. Not often does it happen.
Yeah, there wasn't much for it, and I guess we'll then just slide to the question of the week. And Instagram is doing the fucking thing again, where it's sucking me trying to add shit to the reels. I do not understand this.
It's alright. if anyone's looking for a good thirsty moment in the movie, just look last week because we were barking and growling and ripping and tearing and.
I wish we had that on video, honestly.
No, I'm glad we don't.
No, yeah,
Actually,
I'm glad. I'm glad. There will be plenty in the future. I'm glad that we don't have that one in particular.
Yeah, because the way that I was looking,
the way I was looking in that one particular clip that I'm thinking of, don't need that on camera.
I have the thing. Do you have it, Heg?
What?
Do you have the question of the week?
I do.
Oh, good. All right.
I can almost break my laptop. All right. So this week, we, as usual, you guys actually get to see me do the spiel this time. This week, as usual, every Saturday we take to our Instagram at the Staincast to ask you guys a wonderful question and get you involved. For this week, we asked you guys what your favorite holiday song is, as well as your excitement for Guardians 3. First, your excitement for Guardians 3. Everybody's pretty excited, more excited than not, except for, surprise, surprise, Mr. Brian Arachi, who is not excited at all.
Why? What's the reason?
Because B is just he just sucks everything. Everything's mid. Everything's that's just me. Like we ain't hating for it. That's just it.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about Guardians 3 than I've been for like I mean, for any Marvel movie in a really long time. Actually, since like No Way Home.
I mean, I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely excited for it. It's just I'm curious to see what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a long ways away, and to play devil's advocate where B's coming from is that like the best indicator of the future is the past, and past
Marvel has not.
Marvel,
yeah,
exactly.
That's why I'm not hating on it. Like I can fully understand where he's coming from in it. It's just
I mean the one thing I'll say against his, and I'll play the other side, is that Guardians is in a different bubble from Marvel.
From the rest of Marvel. James Gunn just does his own thing and does not give a fuck about anything.
Especially since it's his last movie with Marvel. Like, he's definitely sending it off with a bang. Like, he's not going to be pulling punches. He's not going to be doing no Taika Waititi
trilogy.
shit.
He's said so many times that this is his trilogy, and he cannot wait to bring his Guardians trilogy to an end. That I think that this movie is going to be a masterpiece.
Absolutely.
I agree. I think it's a standalone thing. That's what I love about the Guardians. You almost can't compare it to everything else going on in Marvel right now. I think the Guardians do not disappoint.
But I guess then...
I think you guys all said it during Love and Thunder. The best part of Love and Thunder was the Guardians being on screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. And it's not close.
But I guess then going actually to the proper question of your guys' favorite Christmas song, you guys fucking suck and barely answered this one, and we don't appreciate that.
Me too.
We appreciate all the answers that we do get, but we want a little more responses from you guys.
It's my face when y'all ain't answering the question of the week.
That's true. But so we have Mr. RP24 and Mr. Desert Ninja both said Last Christmas. Then we had Xander who said Shice Talk. And then B sent 3 responses that said Metro Boomin' Make It Boom, E, and then For Real, that Mariah Carey joint.
Yeah. Christmas songs are so subjective because even this year I've added like 3 Christmas songs to my shit list just because I hear them so much. Like it's so. It depends on how much you hear the Mariah Carey one. I actually haven't heard that much this year. I'm sure it's relative to everyone else.
I think that people have stopped playing it as much because of how much it's fucking memed upon that it's played every year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like any other form of entertainment or music or movies. There's like the more you listen to it, the more you hear it, the more you watch it. It's like, all right, enough. Because for a long time there, it was the definitive Christmas song. Like there wasn't much. Like you have the old classics, like the Heat Miser and whatever that crap that song was. You have the Rudolph, but like that one was like our generation's, like the 21st century's Christmas song.
Yeah, well, so it's that. But now we have so many. Like we have like JB's released a couple bangers for Christmas. We have what I think from this movie is going to be another modern classic with I don't know what Christmas is. And it's like we have so much more now that I don't need to hear Mariah Carey's. I still think it's fantastic. It's a great song, and it embodies, and I will forever like be happy to hear that song. but I also have heard it so many times where it's like I don't need to hear that song.
I think it's
Agree.
just it's still played. It's just not overplayed anymore because
Yeah.
it just became too over memed that it was overplayed. So people kind of just chilled with it. It wasn't. I don't know. Kind of just died.
I agree.
I didn't answer, but my favorite Christmas song is "Do They Know It's Christmas Time." That's definitely my favorite Christmas song.
How does that one go? Give me a little serenade real quick,
Okay,
because like until I hear it, because I probably know all the Christmas songs.
You know the song.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the nice little snare or whatever that is in the back. Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom.
Such a
Yeah.
nice Christmas song.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I think that if I have to give it to one, I'm going to give it to Mariah Carey's just because it is a classic, and like you said, DL, Christmas songs are so subjective that
Mhm.
I don't really have much else to add to it.
Yeah, I would say when I was younger in my school, we had like a little holiday sing along or whatever it was in the cafeteria, and we listened to all different types of Christmas songs. So I would say my favorite. I think Jingle Bells is a classic. Jingle Bells is like a sneaky, like getting
Sneaky
up
pick.
there song. Yeah, it's like you can actually kind of like vibe to that, like even when you're like hanging out with people. So I like it. And honorable mention, Feliz Navidad, because that shit's vibey.
That is a absolute
Yeah.
classic.
Half of it's not even in English, and it's still so vibey. It doesn't even matter.
Jingle Bells is like the Flagstaff Christmas song. Like you just
Mhm.
you don't need any words. You know exactly what that is the second you hear it. It's
I agree.
That's a good answer.
Definitely. But thank you guys for those that did respond. For those that you didn't, we know who skips the story, and we know where every single one of you live. Check
That's
out your
right.
beds. You'll find the pipe bomb. Cut that out.
If you love your parents and your children, relatives, whatever it is, we see who skips. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But thank you guys for responding, and stay tuned for this Saturday where we have another question of the week for you. But we'll go over the movie at the end.
Stay tuned. Come on now. Y'all know how it goes.
So I guess then we can just move right into, I guess, our ratings, because there's really nothing else
to
cover.
Yeah, the post credit scene was literally just a classic.
See you next
post
year.
credit scene. Yeah. Yes, this is see it. Like it's kind of just like, all right, happy holidays, everybody.
But I
Here's a
guess
cute little wallpaper.
I'm gonna throw this up for those of you that are watching on YouTube. For those that aren't watching on YouTube, sorry you guys can't see this, but here is my MCU
That's tough.
ranking. I just pulled it up. So just while we're talking about this, I do just want to have that just off to the side there. This movie's not going in any of these rankings. I'm gonna put it in the same way that I put whatever Werewolf at Night, and just I can't really rank it.
You can't compare it to the other stuff because it was created for a different reason. It was a completely different kind of thing. It doesn't compare to the rest of the movies.
I think if I'm looking at it as it like just going to give it a number or give it what it is, I'm going to put it around where if you guys see Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, I'm going to put it around like there, somewhere in between the other two Guardians movies, because it is like if you're going to give it a number, it's going to be around this area here.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, in general, like I think it's a nice Christmas movie. I think I'm going to watch it again next Christmas and just to get into the Christmas mood. But I'm not rewatching it any other time of the year.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's
with that.
what it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Literally, like that's it was made to be exactly that.
Yeah, no, I mean that definitely is where when I'm thinking about ranking it, where I'm kind of pulling my punches on it because it's a freaking Christmas movie for God's sakes. Like if we covered every Christmas movie in this genre and like gave it this criteria of ranking, they'd all be garbage because they're freaking Christmas movies. Like they're not supposed. There's not some crazy theme. It's like all right, help people who are in need of helping, like blah 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 blah, etc. So I don't even know where I'd put it. Like you said, the format of it alone just makes it kind of difficult to rank with everything else because TV shows at least have the longevity where you can keep watching it, and movies have like just the overall duration, like at one time.
Yeah, these are definitely harder to rank, and hopefully, as more come out that aren't holiday specials, the better or the easier that it will be to rank them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
it'll have more of a purpose.
Yeah, but something like the Guardian special, like it's good. The only thing I can say, it's good, it's cute, and it's a great holiday movie that I think will be a classic for the future.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't even really give it a number ranking because again, it just doesn't fall into that scale. But I mean, again, it did what it was supposed to do. I mean, you can summarize the entire plot in pretty much
Kevin
they
Bacon.
Peter was sad. They went to Earth. They human trafficked Kevin Bacon, and that's it. Like that's
that's it. Yeah.
So, I mean, but it did what it was supposed to do. It gave us 2 really good Christmas songs. It gave us something to watch every year, and I think it was just like a nice little tease for Guardians 3. I think that's what it was more than anything. It was that.
Absolutely. This, and the way that James Gunn said it is a nice bookend to Phase 4, where it definitely has me excited for what's going to come in the future with a little bit of Phase 5, aka the Guardians.
Yep.
And speaking of which, I know that it is the end of Phase 4 with this. However, we have not yet covered Wakanda Forever, so don't you guys worry. We will be doing the Phase 4 award show with Wakanda Forever once that episode does drop, whenever that movie comes to Disney+.
Yes, sir. And my little 2 cents on it, going back to the ranking a little bit. So I mean, obviously we haven't seen Guardians 3, so maybe this holiday special will gain more or less from Guardians 3 when it comes out. It might be a cute little thing to watch every year and be like, oh wow, remember when these characters were still alive type thing. Because it's like, oh, yeah, this is like a nice touching moment. Because I'm sure Guardians 3 isn't going to be this heartfelt.
No,
like I'm sure it's going to be a lot more serious. It's definitely not going to be keeping that same tone. So it's kind of more just like a watching it behind, again, where when Guardians 3 comes out, be like, damn, throwback to when these characters were actually happy type stuff. But the only thing I could even rank it for is something in its own class, Werewolf by Night, which is also a special presentation. Well, I will admit it's a little rough comparison because they're both actual holiday specials. I put Werewolf over this, but
I can agree. I think that
for what that means,
it doesn't mean much
for a sample size of 2. Like it's just one's going to be higher than the other. Like there is no.
I think that Werewolf by Night for me had a more compelling story, being that we knew nothing about Werewolf by Night or Man-Thing. And that with the Guardians holiday special, it was kind of just you knew cut dry what was going to happen.
Yeah, and it's just so difficult because one is about characters we've never heard about, like the underworld kind of like vampires, this kind of stuff we've never dealt in before. And then we have Guardians, very familiar faces, very familiar concepts. So it's so difficult.
Exactly.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to say about Star-Lord or anything like that? Mr. Star-Lord.
I'm very excited about Guardians 3. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish he had a little more screen time in the movie. I'll say that too. But I mean, they were focusing on obviously Mantis and Drax. I mean, that was the point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Rocket too. He was in it for probably a total of
3 scenes. Same thing with Groot and Nebula. It was really just Drax and Mantis.
Oh shit, we didn't even talk about Groot. Swole Groot.
Swole Groot. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about.
What did we think of the design? I was not a fan. I did not.
Maybe because once he gets bigger and older, but as he's standing right now, he's at a very awkward phase.
But maybe that's what they were trying to do, because I mean, he's in that awkward teenage phase. I think that was, or not even teenage.
I mean, but he's also not Groot from Guardians. He's a offspring of him. I think that's what they. I don't think they did a good job at saying that. I think maybe we'll get it in Volume 3. Maybe we won't. But because I think James Gunn even answered that on Twitter, because people were bashing it, being like, "This man, they're showing pictures of the two. Like, how are these the same person?" He's like, "Well, they're not."
Yeah, literally, he's like,
"Well, they're not." Yeah,
this is a son of the first Groot, which I personally I'm not mad at the design, and I like that he is a different Groot because we can actually see this Groot grow with the Guardians themselves and not just Rocket.
Yeah,
but I'm hoping that once
he says 3 words.
I'm hoping once he grows and gets a little bigger, his design fixes itself.
Because the original Groot looked so good. Like the design was perfect. The CGI was so much. I've been saying this for 2 years now. CGI is going backwards.
No, absolutely.
But it looked,
ever since Endgame, it's going back.
And he looked so much better. He looked really good.
Absolutely. There was never any background issues, him fitting in the background. It always looked like he was literally standing on set.
Yeah, they all look like video game characters now, and I've said that the last couple movies. I don't know, they all look like video game characters.
Yeah.
No, and that's why I'm glad that Marvel is finally
I mean, that's honestly a disservice to video game characters because video game characters look better than them.
No,
they
look
do.
good. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't match. It doesn't fit the same world. Like the lighting is off. Everything. It's
what I am just grateful for is that Marvel is finally looking at their Phase 5 and 6 lineup and being like, all right, we want quality over quantity, and are hopefully going to cancel or rework some of these projects because stuff like Echo's already filmed, so fine, whatever. We're gonna get that as a series, but like Agatha, that needs to be a special, if anything, if not canned. I don't think they're going to cancel any of the movies. I think those are pretty much set in stone. I think it's going to really just be the series and stuff that either get reworked into specials or canceled. But it's like, please do. Mm-hmm. I would rather have every single one of these as specials and get 12 specials a year than get 2 to 3 series a year that all do and mean nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with you too. 100%.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I have for this. And I think all we have for this episode, because we're coming right about 50 minutes total.
Perfect.
So, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are on YouTube watching this, thank you guys for watching this as well. Thank you, Joe, for joining us.
Thanks for letting me on. Hopefully I get to come back on before Guardians 3.
Of course. We were always welcome to have you. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, leave a like on this video, as well as comment. If you're on Spotify, don't forget to leave us a review, follow the podcast, click the link in our bio, our Instagram bio, to buy some merch. That Instagram is at the Staincast. You will see the question of the week there on Saturday for, let me scroll down to the schedule.
Answer the goddamn questions of the week. It's free. It's free.
It's free. But next week we will be covering The Santa Claus, which is my personal favorite Christmas movie, one that I'm excited to cover. So stay tuned for that, and see you guys next time.